Breaking news this morning, just breaking as we're going to air, has to do with that 60 Minutes Washington Post story from Sunday night. What can you tell us, Karen Travers?
Yeah, the president says that former Congressman Tom Marino has withdrawn his name from consideration to be the nation's top drug czar. They were under pressure, Marino and the White House, after reports, a very extensive investigative report that the Pennsylvania lawmaker had sponsored a bill that was backed by the pharmaceutical industry, limiting the Drug Enforcement Agency's powers to target opioid manufacturers. So many critics say that that was hugely problematic. The president yesterday said he would look into that report, kind of gave a non-committal answer, but he said, I did see the report. We're going to look into it. We're going to take it very seriously, which to many of us here certainly indicated Marino's days were probably numbered, because we've heard the president say that in the past, and those people eventually were fired.
Yeah, he also sort of alluded to the fact that he wanted to declare a national emergency on the heroin epidemic next week. What was that all about?
Yeah, this has been expected for some time. There was speculation it was going to be in the summer of declaring a national emergency on opioids, but it was stalled for some reason. And the president said it's going to happen next week. Now, I would just caution that the president has said many times about many things that it was going to happen in 2 weeks, and that hasn't played out. But the president yesterday on camera saying, stay tuned.
Yeah. Lots of news. It was fast and furious. It was also impromptu yesterday, was it not?
Yeah, I mean, the president in the cabinet room had said that he would be coming out with Mitch McConnell after their lunch. So we thought, okay, he's going to make some type of statement, but not exactly clear how extensive that was going to be and whether or not he'd take a lot of questions. Here's the thing, and I think I'm going to be doing a piece on this today, but to give you a little preview, the president loves doing these. He was relishing the 45 minutes that he was going back and forth with reporters. He has now been taking questions at almost every departure. When he walks out on the South Lawn, jumps into Marine One before heading out of town, he comes over to the press, he kind of pretends he doesn't want to, and then strolls over and spending 15, sometimes 20 minutes doing it. He likes this. And in some ways, this helps his messaging. He's his own best press secretary, but they tend to do things very impromptu and a little bit chaotic, as you saw yesterday, if you watched or listened to any of that.
I will also say this. You could definitely tell he loved it. And
absolutely.
Quite frankly, he is his own best messenger, and his supporters eat it up. He steps on a few toes, makes a couple of misstatements, but he is at his best when he is hand-to-hand combat with the press corps.
And, there are some cleanup efforts since yesterday's Q&A, the president's comments about his predecessors not reaching out to family members of fallen service members. That has certainly generated quite a bit of controversy that I don't think is going to die down today. I think it'll keep going. But, when the president can just get out there and speak on camera, play it on radio, it I think helps him. And you can tell he knows that, and he really likes doing it. He did that a lot during the campaign, but he's been a bit more bottled up since being in the White House. But last couple of weeks, you have to go out for all these departures. You have to go out at everything because he's probably going to take some questions.
Yeah.
It's great. We like it.
Sure. But moving the ball down the field, Karen Travers, did we get any new information on the tax cuts, what it's going to look like?
No.
Is it going to be able to cross the goal line?
No, nothing yet. They're still chugging along, and in some ways it's out of the White House's hands. They have sent their wish list to Congress and said, write us a bill. They didn't send a bill up there. So there is no bill right now. And I think the count that my colleague had this morning was there's about 37 working days left before Congress is expected to recess at the end of the year. They have quite a to-do list.
Karen Travers, ABC News correspondent. You have quite a to-do list. We'll let you get at it. Thanks for checking in.
I can't even make my to-do list some days. I have too many things to do.
Thanks, Karen.